Hello, everyone.
Good to see everybody.
Good to see everyone. How are you all doing? We'll talk a little bit about what we're going to do today. We're going to channel the Ascended Masters that humanity across cultures know well. Of course, they are many, but they speak collectively as one voice. Great to have an international group. So we channel, that's what we do. And we do healing work too. So it's not just channeling, but we also do energy transmissions and healing, or you could say that we act as vessels for that to happen. And, you know, how we channel is a little unique. Do you want to explain a little bit?
It's all right, for all of those who don't know how we channel, the energy will first come through Renee. It literally comes through her crown chakra, her solar plexus, into my solar plexus, and then back out of my crown chakra. And they will always enter into Renee's auric field first before they come into me. There's always this balance between divine feminine and divine masculine energies. And they will probably speak to you a little bit about that today. So it's pretty unique.
But Anthony's the only one who appears to be physically altered from the channeling experience. So you'll hear his breathing get a little labored, slow. It slows down to an ujjayi breath. For the yogis among you, you will definitely know the ujjayi breath. And so he'll go into that to really slow his whole system down, which makes it easier for him to connect.
I believe they make me look younger as well.
I don't know about that. So with that, he's feeling you could say they're knocking on his door already.
I can feel them pushing on me because they're kind of like children in a sense. They're very excited.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to allow them to come in. They literally will come into our auric fields. So before we get started, everybody just have this really beautiful intention that the only thing that can come to us is...
the only thing that is permitted to come through our auric fields to connect with us today is of divine white light and love.
Yeah.
So there's no religious dogma in anything that we do. And I always mention that first and foremost because we do channel energies like Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. Mother Mary energy sometimes comes in, galactic energy sometimes come in. But so we just mention that because, and we also channel the angelic realm.
Take a nice deep
grounding
and cleansing breath. Have some water next to you as well. And remember, we're all on this path together. It's a spiritual path.
Yeah.
And it's not worth being on this path if you're not having fun with it. Yeah. Have fun with it.
And it's not worth being on it alone.
Yes.
So, one of the reasons that we love doing this so much is the community. And being in this together as people open up, just the key thing is that you're not crazy and no question that comes forward is too crazy. In fact, we love to have you challenge our guides.
Yes, challenge them as much as you can.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So anyway, deep breath. Let's all just take a big, deep inhalation, grounding breath. Feel yourself rooted into Gaia below you. Feel yourself one with the earth, simultaneously one with the stars, connected to all that is. So they're connecting now. Essentially what they do is take hold of his auric field and plug in, shine light, you could say, in this field, and so that they can literally speak through him.
Always an honor and privilege to be in your presence, Gaia. Thank you for receiving us. We understand why we are here.
Okay, thanks, guys. So they refer to me as Gaia. because I'm sort of the grounding cord for Anthony, you could say.
We know why you are all here at this time. Be of love, be of peace, be of joy, and be of grace. These are the qualities of who you truly are in this lifetime. We're here only to remind you of that. That is all. Please be relaxed and comfortable. You may ask us any questions you desire. We will do our best to answer them for you. We simply enter into the auric fields and we shine our lights a little bit brighter than that of the soul. And that is how we work with you and through you.
First question is, we reincarnate. So how are ancestors spirit guides? For example, her father passed but is her spirit guide, and he was not spiritually awakened at death, so he would be reincarnated. Also, if that is, could we be spirit guides and not be conscious of it from a past life?
It is true that you do reincarnate. That is to say, your soul is having multiple expressions of itself simultaneously at this very moment. How is it that your ancestors are a part of your spirit guides? Well, think about it like this. Your ancestors are a part of your soul. They are here to assist you. You might consider them to be your spirit guides. But there are other beings outside of your soul that are here to assist you as well. Remember, you are no different than we are. We are you and you are us. We are all connected together. There's no separation. Each time you reincarnate here in the earth plane or whatever plane it is, your soul is here to have an experience. Whatever that experience is, whether it is to be completely and utterly disconnected, then that is your experience. The amount of experiences are infinite, and they are as varied as the hairs on your head. It doesn't matter whether you are enlightened or not enlightened. For us, it's all the same. Remember, you are having the experience that you desire to have now, at this very moment. We will say to you again, God does not judge the soul.
Or source or universal consciousness, whatever that is for you.
That is correct. You are the God or the goddess. You are the universal source. You are judging your own experience at this very time.
And you choose your own experience. You choose your own experience that you want to have in a particular lifetime.
Very well said, Gaia. The soul itself is separate from the energetic body. We want to speak to this first of all, besides the soul. All of you are connected intimately. You all have the ability to channel. You all have it in you. It's always been here for you. What you see here happening with these two beings, light beings, it can happen to you as well. You are all connected. You all have the abilities if you choose. It's never left you. We're just here to remind you who you are.
So, in that vein, are we guides and not consciously knowing it? We are always guides for other energies, and other energies are always guides for us.
Yes, you are guides.
Yeah.
You all are. As we said, we're no different than you. We desire, as you desire, to open up, to become more enlightened or enlivened, as you say.
This is a great question from Sky. Can you help from self-doubt regarding messages and synchronicities?
self-doubt.
Yeah. So in other
Messages.
words, how much trust and faith should I have regarding messages from my guides? You know, we get that question all the time. And it is important to know that you are dealing with the guides who have your best interest.
We want you to use your intuition, and your intuition will tell you this.
Yeah.
Is it of love? Do you resonate with it? Does it feel good? Does it feel right? Use what is yours. If it doesn't feel correct, then most likely it is not. But we should always tell you to have faith. Faith is something, a part of you, the essence of you, that allows you to connect even further to us, to them, and to yourself. Have discretion. Question your guides endlessly, all the time. The more you do this,
Yeah.
the easier it becomes. The more you practice,
The more you'll become familiar with your guides and know that these guides are the ones that you opt to choose to work with in this lifetime.
that is correct.
Intention is key. The intention is so important, right? That what you're connecting with only has your best interest. What if those connecting with us won't tell us who they are? Then tell them to leave. You guys can take that one if you want, but ask them. And it's universal law to answer you. And if they're not answering you, then that's a sign.
It is law, as you might say, universal, that whoever is working with you and through you, you should know them completely. If they are not of the, what should we call it, Christ consciousness,
Which is,
love.
again,
in which,
no religious connection to that word. More, the Christ consciousness is simply divine love that exists around the planet.
That is correct. Each planet has its own Christ consciousness. If they are not of the Christ consciousness, then ask them to leave. They are not here for you. You see, the more you open, the more that will come to you. But you must discern, but do not be afraid, for you are the drivers. You are the gurus of your own soul.
What is the isness Tao, the source, and how to connect deeply with Tao?
Tao. Tao, the way, the path. Who knows the Tao except you? You see, the Tao is a path. It's nothing more than a journey. As we said in the beginning, each soul has its own journey.
So if you're connecting with the Tao, then that could be your way to open up to these spiritual realms.
Yes, that is correct. If that is what you feel, that is in your auric field at this very moment, then please follow it. It is one path of many.
I opened to that in many ways in my 20s, actually. So, a way to connect to it is keep focusing on it and keep focusing on the energy of the Tao, and that's what you're going to open up to. Do you want to speak to that a little bit more?
It is quite simple, actually. Whatever you're feeling, at whatever time, go with it. And this is what we mean. If you're feeling that you're having angelic energies come to you, then open up to them. If you feel that you have indigenous energies, open to them. If you feel that you are having pagan energies coming to you, open up to them. It's only one path. But this particular path allows you to open up. And the more you're opening up, the more you will understand who you are in this lifetime. There is an endless amount of paths that you can open up to, but choose one right now.
To start with. I mean, chances are you've had lifetimes where the Tao was such a big part of your life and who you were, and that could be the thing that you're opening up to right now.
We're going to give you a quick picture of what your soul looks like. Think about a giant pine tree that has an enormous amount of pine needles on it. Each needle represents a lifetime or an energy that you are in this particular time. These needles also represent ancestors and guides for you. You see, it can be almost infinite. But choose one of those needles now, something that's holding you, speaking to you, and go with it.
So magic that your auric field, right, that is 26 or so, many have much, much larger than that, energy fields around your body, that all of your ancestors, which make up all of your lifetimes as well, are each of what our guide said, pine needles, or you could, leaves are easier for me, but whatever analogy works for you. And, you know, say in one lifetime it was the Tao, and that one seems to be knocking right now or shining more light into your auric field for you to pay attention to. And so whatever you pay attention to and focus on, the more of it will come out, and that's what you're going to be connecting to in the way of guides. Hopefully that makes sense.
Now, we told you also that each soul judges the soul. Each soul is here to have an experience. If your experience in this lifetime is to have self-esteem issues, low self-esteem, difficulty speaking your truth, then so be it. But we will tell you this: that is not the only reason you are here. You can change that path, if you will. You can change that simply with a thought, an intention. You can work on it. And the fact that you are here at this very moment is telling us that you have the desire now to change that problem, as you call it, that you're having now. It takes work, but you can do it. Remember, you are what your thoughts are and your intentions. You are what your words are. Use the highest quality words. Think the highest thoughts. Use the highest intentions. And there you will start to see a change in who you are as a soul.
Because remember, if you're focusing on love, and I don't know what you mean by your work, but if you're doing any healing work or a Reiki practitioner, or if you're doing anything in these arts and you're having some insecurity about it, remember that your intention of serving from the best possible place, you're just the vessel. You are not responsible for the outcome. You're just the vessel. So from that place, all you can do is focus on love, light, and healing, and the best possible outcome for you and the person you're working with. What does Spirit say is the best way for a novice to be open to receiving messages and learning to communicate? Another great question.
Spirit. What does Spirit say? We ask you the same question. What does Spirit say? We will tell you that you are spirit first. You are human second. You are everything else third.
Your culture and identity, perceived identity.
So what will we tell Spirit? And you are spirit? We will tell you to stay on this path now. We will tell you to continue to stay with others in this residence field, wherever you are. Whether it's here or somewhere else, but stay within that residence field of love. And then you will start to open up even further. You are not a novice. You only see that. You only perceive it. Remember who you are, soul. You are opening up now. You are reawakening now. You are rebirthing yourself now. But a novice you are not. But we will tell you this: stay here, stay with us, Stay with your guides. Continue to do what you're doing, and you will open up even further.
Let's see. How to explain to a child about protection who is asking for it. Can I protect my children with my energy? Spiritual protection.
Yes, of course you can. And you do already. But how do you explain it to a child? You must, in essence, become a child again. How do you do it? You can do it through play if you desire. You can do it through reading if you desire. Become a child again. Explain to the child as a child would understand. You cannot explain it to him in this way. Think like a child. Play with the child. Understand what the child is asking you.
And remember, children have incredible imagination. So in play, if you can explain it not in scary ways, but just ways that if they're not feeling good about something, aka lower vibrational energies, but you don't have to tell them that. Tell them to call in their fairies or their gnomes or their angels or their, elemental guides, right? To come and play with them and protect them.
That is true. But you too, as the adult, can put up barriers as well.
Can you speak about a shift in consciousness? Is the planet moving into 5D, and is this happening over hundreds of years, or will we see a great shift before the end of our lifetimes?
We don't call it 5D, a fifth dimension, a fourth dimension. We only say that you're in this dimensional realm. We will call it a third dimension if you want to. You call it that. The question is your Earth realm going through a dimensional shift? Yes. Yes, it is. And good. We're glad it's changing. It already has changed, believe it or not. You're starting to see a balancing of both masculine and feminine energies now. You ask yourselves why. Why this viral infection? What did you do to deserve it? Well, we tell you these things. You called it forth. And as a result, you are all coming together now even more as a community, human. As a species, you're coming together again more and more. So there, in and of itself, is a shift. Your consciousness, your abilities now to connect to other dimensions, as you call them, is becoming easier and easier and easier. And you all are now accepting this. And this is the shift about which you're speaking. This is your dimensional shift. The more you change, the more you accept who you are, the more you let down fear and you lift yourselves up to love, and you stay within these vibrational patterns, you are changing not only your consciousness, but the connective consciousness of the all. And in that way, you are changing your dimensional frequencies and vibrations.
It's kind of the quantum ripple effect in the universe. Everything that we say, our conscious, right, our individual consciousness, it's almost like it has this ripple effect on the consciousness of all.
That is correct. What you think, what you say, what you intend has consequences, not only for your auric field, your energetic body, your soul, but to all of those that are connected to you, all of the ancestors, all of the lifetimes that you are. That is why we tell you, have the best intentions, stay in the highest vibrational frequencies or patterns. And in this way, you will have an enormous change upon yourself, which will be connected to the all. You are all connected, even now. You just have forgotten that. But you're starting to become awake to this cognizance, this knowing.
Another question is how to activate the 12 strands of DNA. So I'm wondering if you are referring to the Lee Carroll channelings of Cryon that speak to the 12 strands of DNA. Is that what you're referring to, or something else? But anyway, you guys can speak to it in that regard, whether it's 12 or more strands, as you guys always say.
Yes, 1 second, please.
So you're referring to, I believe, the quantum DNA. So those of you who know or, have been going to some of the newer kind of spiritual teachings, they're talking about quantum DNA, which exists in our energetic body. I believe that's what she's referring to, because only 3 to 4% of our DNA is biological DNA, and the rest is quantum that we can't really see, but exists in our energetic bodies.
Each time that you remain and stay in a resonance field of high vibrational patterns, high vibration, an amplitude that is vibrating faster and faster and faster, it comes down, it ascends or descends, and it ascends. It's allowing that portion of your DNA, helix, caduceus as well, to become activated. We know it doesn't make sense, but it's starting to make sense for all of you now.
Like a Kundalini awakening.
Yes. And when this occurs, it's also affecting what you refer to as your biological DNA, the part that you're able to measure and see. From a subatomic to a atomic to a molecular structure, everything is connected. So if you ask how it is it that you stay or that you activate it, we're telling you now you are activating it at this very moment. Because you are here.
Meaning, so when they say resonance field, if that's confusing for people, think of a vibration of love, right? And how you feel when you're in the presence of, especially a group of people who are all focused on love or focused on higher consciousness, if you want to say, if you don't want to use the word love. That's a higher vibration, or as they say, a faster vibration. And just simply by being in that field of resonance enlivens your energy body even more.
We are not the only beings that have told you this. There are many, many other channelers as well, as you call them.
And other masters across time, from Yogananda
Yes.
and Buddha to Yeshua and Muhammad, right? They all...
And the Magdalene as well. We're not going to go into the very minute portions of this, but...
Yeah. We're doing a whole in-depth thing on this. So.
But let us tell you this. We'll keep it as simple as possible. Do not be afraid to look in the mirror. See yourself again. See yourself for who you truly are. We understand that it's fearful sometimes not to look into that mirror, but look deep into the eyes that are looking back at you. Do not be afraid of those that are coming to you. Remember who you are. You are a great light being, soul. You have the capacity to be whatever it is that you desire in this lifetime. Nothing can hurt you. Nothing. Neither here within this dimensional realm or beyond it. You are the greatest soul there is. Remember that. You are of source energy. Prime. Number 1. Remember that. Your light is brighter than all. Remember that too. Have no fear.
This is like for friends of ours who want to go on shamanic or, shamanic journeying, that type of thing, that, you can go through some darker energies and realms when you're on one of those journeys. So you know, you guys always say just focus on the light, focus on love when that happens, so you can literally kind of go through the shadows, if you like.
Yes, that is correct as well.
Yeah. Again, remember, what we focus on is what we bring into our field.
Yes.
So.
Do not live a life of fear. It does not serve any of you, especially this planet. Live a life of love. That is what serves you. Gratitude and grace.
It's been said that symbols are contaminated and numbers aren't. Can you speak about this?
Symbols are contaminated, numbers are not. How many times have human beings taken a symbol and turned it upside down or inside out and said, this is what this symbol now means? How many times have human beings taken a symbol and said, it is now evil, therefore the symbol itself is evil?
Practically every single mystical art that exists, including the Kabbalah.
Now remember, symbols in and of themselves are not evil. It is only the perception that you put upon it that makes it evil. Numbers are no better than symbols. Symbols are numbers themselves as well. Each symbol can be broken down into its own numbers and its own forms. But we say this to you: allow the symbols to come to you here in your third eye chakra. Allow the symbols and the numbers to come to you. For when your guides are working with you, they will show you numbers, they will show you symbols. You are an energetic being. You reside within this particular dimensional realm. The laws that govern this realm apply to you. You cannot escape them. Therefore, give the body what the body needs. Give to the energetic body and the soul that which it needs as well. You have the ability to heal yourself from the inside out if you desire, but that too takes practice. Use both methods if you desire to heal the body. What one scientific method doesn't work, then go into a spiritual method as well.
Because whatever
combine both.
Yeah, whatever emotionally is affecting your emotions are linked to your energetic body and can affect the energetic body, which in turn, through whatever reason, can impact the physical body.
This is the energetic body. You may heal it. You may heal it. You are healed. You are healed. You are healed. That is your intention.
Believe it, see it as if it's already happened. So it's not a want or a desire, it's seeing it as if it's done. The metaphor of, the martial artist who's putting his hand through bricks. They don't focus on the impact of the bricks, they focus on seeing their hand at the bottom of the bricks as if it's already gone through the bricks.
We see it. We see it here. Thank you, soul.
Another question: am I wasting my energy that I talk to my plants and crystals and also name them?
Remember, every plant, every object contains energy. Those things that are living, as you say, plants, touch them, feel them, give them thanks before you cut a leaf. Let them know that you are here. They are here also to serve us, to serve you, to interact with us.
All living things have consciousness.
Give thanks to the food that is being offered to you, for it one time was alive, but let it nourish your bodies. Let it become alive again in your energetic bodies, so it may nourish your soul. Always give thanks, gratitude, grace for what you are receiving at this very moment. You are absolutely correct for talking to your plants, talking to rocks and stones. Crystals especially hold great amounts of energy.
You can program your crystals too, actually.
Yes, you can.
Which we do for healing work. But the moment that we started talking to our fig tree, we even named it Mr. Fig. The moment we started talking to it, by the next year, the next season, it yielded 3 times the number of figs that it did the previous year.
When you nurture it, give it what it needs.
Yeah, and
it will nurture you as well.
Most definitely. How does one compassionately detach from the limited belief and pain of others and remember what our truth is and to live fully in it with grace?
You are doing it now. You see, you're staying in the residence field of who you truly are now. Now we understand what you mean when you say to detach, to disconnect from. Remember, souls, those that are here at this very moment are opening up their auric fields, opening up your souls to us, and we are opening up our souls to you. Those who have no ears cannot hear. Those that do not have eyes cannot see. Oftentimes, many times, those who do not listen will never listen. But that is neither good nor bad. It simply is. That is the path of the soul. If you wish to detach from that particular energetic field, you may do so.
Yeah.
Remember, the higher you rise or the faster you vibrate, those other vibrational patterns are going to change, and those that you were once connected to will stay here. You will stay here. But remember, there is no up and down. There's just different patterns, different fields of vibration. But to put it into you in a linear way, when you begin to vibrate faster and change your vibrations and change all the frequencies that you are, or the frequencies begin to light up even more, you are ascending.
So your consciousness is being elevated, and when your consciousness is elevated, you get to a point where you walk into a conflict, or you're around a conflict or something of lower vibrational energies or whatever you want to call it, and it no longer affects you. You're no longer triggered by it.
But you will see your friends change.
Yeah.
Your family will change. But what we say is this: because you change, your family may not change. Your friends may not change. But you may have a desire to continually change and discover who you are. But don't let that be a conflict. Let it be joy and love that you are becoming enlightened again.
So Jennifer's asking about the Hebrew fire letters and combinations of them in groups of 3 that are super powerful. Can you speak more about this? 3s are very powerful in general.
Hebrew letters have frequencies. Each frequency has a combination of numbers. All of these numbers are considered sacred. If you can understand the mystery of these letters, connect them with their numbers, then you will start to discover who you truly are in this lifetime as well.
Yeah, there may be a reason that you're connecting to this, Jennifer. Like, something from another life or even parallel life that's bringing this forward for you.
Hebrew in and of itself is considered to be a very sacred language. The letters themselves are very sacred as well, for each letter has a vibrational pitch and resonance that when they are placed uniquely together, they are considered to be sacred and holy. Stay on this path. Discover who you are. And it will be one that you will never leave again. And it will open up even more doors for you.
Once one door opens, other ones open. But I was just going to say that's not the only culture, right, that where threes are powerful. So the Egyptian pyramid, the pyramids in Peru, the pyramids in Guatemala, all over the world. One was just found in Ireland. How can psoriasis be healed? It is affecting members of my family, and my ancestors had it also.
How can psoriasis be healed? Always take your science and your spirituality and do not separate them, but combine them. There is no one answer. But we can say to you this, soul, what you consider miracles, we simply see as you, a lighting, igniting, becoming again. You must see yourself as being healed. And we know that this is no easy task.
Already.
You have been programmed to believe that the only thing that can heal you is your science. But we're telling you this, as your science advances, so does your spirituality. Do not separate them. Bring them together. That will work with you in a functional way so that you may heal your skin. When you start to heal yourself, you start to heal everything else as well. But it is a journey. It is the Tao, as you call it, the path. Perhaps this path is an experience of your soul. Perhaps this path is allowing you to say there's something more than just medicine. Perhaps you're saying, I'm going to go deeper inside now to see who I truly am and how I can have a direct effect on my energetic body that will directly influence the way I see myself, the way I heal myself, the physical body. We do not see really any difference between what you call the physical body and the energetic body. For us, it's all the same. We see light forms, and for us, that is the energetic body. For you, you see only the physical body. Start to see yourself as an energetic body, as a spirit first. And in there lies the answers for you. We cannot give you the keys to the universe.
And what activates healing it's from the heart, right? From the heart chakra. So if you're doing it from your head and trying to intellectualize it, it's like it doesn't speak to the quantum bioenergy field, if that makes any sense.
That is correct. Remember, we don't speak through you through your brains. We speak through you through your heart. We speak through you through other aspects of who you are.
You know, a great, more recent book on this is, there's tons of old ones too, but The Wisdom Codes by Greg Braden. What he does is he takes different masters across cultures and talks about the power of their language for healing. And so you're going to see some really fascinating parallels between, the Hawaiian peace prayer, right? And Yeshua's words, for example. So it's just a really great book on the power of language for healing. Fear has a huge charge, especially if the life is surrounded by danger. How to diminish that fear.
That is not an easy question to answer. That is a difficult one, because the path that you are on now is often dictated by fear. How are you as a soul going to change that fear? How are you going to take it and turn it upside down and inside out? What steps are you going to take now to change that life that you have now?
Yeah.
How are you going to change your probabilities? The quantum probabilities of what you are now. You have the ability to do that. You have the ability to change. You have the ability to mutate, ascend, transmutate. You only need the intention. Take the attention and put it into action now, and action it. You become
the activator.
Yes, the motor of the change. We're here to tell you that you can do this now. You're doing it now by being here. The more that you stay here, the more you're going to realize that you do not live or need to live a life of fear. You can take yourself out of there and put yourself in another place. You can do it physically, or you can also do it spiritually. You can do both if you desire, but you must have the will to do so. And we know it's difficult. Nothing is easy. But if you desire and say that it is easy, then it will become easy. But if you say that it is hard, then it will be hard. We can only tell you how to understand these concepts. Okay?
The ego.
The ego. Well, let's speak not about the ego, but about the divine ego. We speak to you about perhaps the high heart, as you call it, the divine ego of who you are. This is where you want to stay. Don't focus again on that which you do not desire. Focus only on that which you do desire. Put your energy, your vibrations, your secret patterns, if you call them, the holy patterns, the numbers of what you are, you put them there in that energy, and that is where you will reside. But if you focus on the ego, the selfishness, the things or the shadows that you are, that is where you will reside. Change it, elevate it, transmute it, and you will become who you truly are in this lifetime, your authentic self.
Okay, there's two questions on the same thing, so let's take that one. There's two questions about ringing in the ears every so often for 3 months now. It sounds like someone turned on a television in the room. Like
that is correct.
Yeah, so that's how we got that in the very beginning too, by the way. We got that, and it looks like somebody else further down is asking the exact same question, high pitch frequencies in one ear and then the other. Yes, absolutely. So dogs, horses, dolphins, whales, they all have the ability to hear very, very high, thousands of more hertz pitch than humans do. And so if you think, and then I'll let you guys connect on this or speak more to it, but think of all of us as radios with antennas. And essentially what Anthony's doing to connect to our guides and bring them forth is raising his pitch or his frequency, and our guides are lowering their pitch or frequency in order for a match to happen.
We don't rise or
I know there's no linear really in the quantum universe, but essentially that's a way for our linear minds to think about it. So you
give them the radio.
Faster, the radio. So the radio dial, right, where you're trying to get a frequency match, and so that's why you're hearing these pitches. It's like your guides are knocking.
That is correct.
Yeah, and so, practicing through what Adyashanti calls the still point, different spiritual masters have different names for it, but it's essentially your stillness within, which you get to through meditation and getting into a theta brain state, which is where Anthony is right now. And so that allows him to be in this other dimension and connect to our guides.
We don't want you to be afraid that you are hearing higher pitch sounds now. That is just your energetic body becoming open to the other dimensional realms that are trying to communicate with you at this very moment. They are your ancestors. They are your soul, or it is your soul. It is your guides that are here to connect with you now. Relax. and breathe. Sit with it and see what comes to you. Do not be afraid. They will show you signs again. But we say to you this, rejoice, for you are now opening up, all of you. And those that hear the pitch, continue to hear the pitch in either ear, and you will connect even more.
Yeah.
And with that, we must leave. It is time to go.
So Anthony will come back, and then he has usually some insights that have come through that is...
We don't really step back. We simply dim our energy a little bit, and his soul will come and shine more than ours. And with that, we say Om Shanti 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 Om Hari Om. Peace, love, gratitude, and grace be with you all. And then be these qualities who you truly are and give them to others. Stay in the resonance of love and you will become love. That is all for now.
All right. So they're gonna take a step back, and then Anthony will be back momentarily. So other times, other energies will come through, like Metatron or Melchizedek, or like we said earlier, the angelic realm, but it's usually the souls in the room, so to speak, who decides who comes forth. So anyway, Anthony's back. Are you back?
Mm-hmm. More or less.
It's been such
Thank
a pleasure.
Thank you for coming and being a part of this.
Yeah,
we love
thank
you so much.
For coming, and
And have a great rest of your Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. Om Shanti Shanti. Again, any clarity or weird stuff that comes up, let us know. We are here for you. Yay.
Big heart.
Big heart, and it just